Hello everyone, I am Francis May Omega and I am here to report. Accomplishing Productivity and Consumption Report. It is a guide for room attendants on how to fill out a productivity and consumption report. At the end of their shift. The purpose is to help supervisors monitor room attendants' productivity, track which rooms have been cleaned, monitor the use of supplies like linens and amenities. This is the room attendant daily productivity or consumption report. Here are the instructions. Upon entering the room, the attendant shall indicate in column 2 the actual room status in the form. Then writes in column 4 the exact time he started cleaning. And he will also indicate the time he leaves the room in column 5. And also, he shall also fill up in columns 7 to 14 the quantity of replenished linen and amenities in the room. Additional columns for either items may be added. And also, the third is write under remarks any critical observations like damaged items, and indicated below the form the number of rooms cleaned, and the endorsements to the next shift must also be written below the form. And the report should also be submitted to the supervisor for interview, then it is filed. The next slide is about the minibar setup and control. The housekeeping department in hotels generates revenue from minibar sales. However, without proper controls, losses can outweigh profits, turning the minibar into a liability. Responsibility for minibar management depends on hotel size. In large hotels, a dedicated subsection within the roomkeeping unit handles minibars. It oversees by a supervisor, and minibar runners or attendants perform daily transactions. While in smaller establishments, due to lower transaction volume, minibar operations are typically integrated into the room attendants' routine duties, eliminating the need for a separate minibar section. Those responsible for minibar operations need specific tools and access for efficient management. First is minibar cart with lock. A secure mobile cart to transport and store minibar items. And forms for documentation and reporting. It's standardized forms for recording transactions and generating reports. Beeper, radio, or other faster means for communication with the front desk. Quick communication for resolving issues or requests. And access to all room and room keys, space or access in housekeeping floor, closets for storage and pull out of minibar items. It access to replenish stock and manage inventory effectively. Minibar management includes these key aspects. Minibar boxes. Each attendant receives a box of minibar supplies. They take items from this box to replenish consumed stocks. And padlock secures the boxes, preventing losses with a key given to the responsible attendant. In storage of minibar stocks, beverages require adequate shelving, spirits such as scotch, cognac, or etc. It should be stored upright. Wines must be stored lying down to keep corks moist and prevent spoilage. Wines and spirits are organized by classifications. Next is installation and replenishment of minibar items. Minibar stocks shall be installed in all designated rooms before the arrival of guests. Minibar stocks are placed in designated rooms before guest arrival. A set quantity is provided with a price list for guest preference, and luxury hotels typically include minibars in all rooms, and other may only offer them in suites or deluxe rooms. After recording guest consumptions, attendants replenish the minibar. Consumed items not refilled are circled to prevent billing errors. During the replenishment, all items are checked to ensure they are full and unopened. Here's the procedure for minibar replenishment, emphasizing guest courtesy and thoroughness. First is before entering a room, ring the doorbell or knock announcing minibar. Allow time between knocks to avoid disturbing guests. Second is if the guest is inside, obtain permission to enter and check the minibar. A polite greeting is essential, like "Good morning, sir," or "I am from housekeeping. May I have your permission to check your minibar and to replenish the stocks?" So third is if the guest is absent, proceed to check minibar consumption. Do not enter if a do not disturb sign is present or if the room is double locked. Fourth is replace any defective items or those with evaporated contents. Record this in your report. So requisition and issuance of minibar stacks. So minibar stack management involves a requisition and issuance system. So stacks are stored in housekeeping storeroom. So each floor area maintains a par stack replenished weekly. So the minibar custodian prepares a requisition to replenish stacks. So the par stack level is calculated based on minibar attendant sales reports. So after generating a sales report, attendants replenish sold stock using the minibar requisition form. So these form pre-list items, unit sizes, and costs, streamlining the process, and the established par stock may also be pre-listed. So in the form, the requisitioning party shall indicate the par stock in column 4, and the par stock is the quantity of items to be maintained. So based on the calculated requirement for all the rooms assigned to the minibar in charge, indicate the sold or consumed stock in column 5. So enter on-hand balance in column 6 and write the order quantity in column 7, calculated as par stock on hand. So entries in column 4, and column 6. So the accomplished requisition form shall be reviewed, then signed by the supervisor. Then it is sent to the stock in charge for the issuance. The stock custodian shall issue the requested stocks and then indicate the quantity issued in column 8, then shall sign under issued by, and the receiving minibar runner shall counter-check the quantity and condition of issued stock, then signed under the received by. Inventory of minibar consumption and preparation of voucher. So minibar runners or attendants and the floor supervisor check all rooms for consumption, recording the quantity and cost in a sales voucher. So when replenishment is needed, a requisition form is sent to the supervisor. At the end of their shift, attendants submit the sale vouchers to determine the par stock needed for the next day. Minibar runners fill out guest sales vouchers indicating the room number, guest name, and time of consumptions. So guests are asked to acknowledge and sign the voucher if present. So priority is given to the guests checking out, especially foreign individual tourists, to avoid late charges. So checks for these guests should be completed by 9 a.m. So rooms with do not disturb or double lock status are checked later. The front office cashier informs the minibar attendant or room attendant about guests who have prepaid their bills, so the attendant checks consumptions and submit the completed voucher to the cashier. For guests checking out, the minibar attendant's notes due out on the guest check or voucher to prevent double charging, so this prevents billing disputes. Here's the procedure for handling minibar consumptions for airline crew or tour groups. So the minibar runner identifies crew wake up, baggage down, and check-out times using the rooming list or final arrangement sheet. So within 30 minutes of the wake-up call, the room attendant knocks and checks minibar consumptions. So if a room has a do not disturb or sign or a double lock, the room attendant report this to the floor supervisor. So for D&D or double lock rooms, the floor supervisor or minibar runner contacts the guest to ask permissions to check the minibar. So a polite request is used like, "Good morning, sir, madam. I understand you will be checking out shortly. May we request permissions to check on your minibar? Thank you." So here's how to handle minibar charges for guests paying on a cash basis. So it's advisable for these guests to make a deposit upon check-in, equivalent to the estimated minibar consumptions. So this deposit is credited toward their minibar charges, so any remaining balance is refunded. So if a guest refuses to pay, the front office cashier informs the floor supervisor, who then instructs the minibar attendant to remove the minibar from the room. So some hotels avoid unpaid minibar consumptions by not installing minibars or by requiring payment before checkout. So this is especially important for cash basis guests who may check out without going through the front desk. So here's the procedure for handling early checkouts and minibar billing. So early checkouts before 7 a.m. If a minibar attendant isn't available, the bellman checks the minibar consumptions, complete the vouchers, and brings it to the front office cashier. So the floor security officer informs the front office cashier and duty manager of the checkout. So the front office cashier does not stamp the errand card paid unless the minibar consumptions has been cleared. So if a minibar attendant is unavailable, the room boy or room attendant on duty checks with the guest about their minibar consumptions. So a polite inquiry is used. Like for example, have you consumed any item from the minibar, sir or ma'am? Would you be going back to your room, sir or madam? If yes, the minibar attendant assists the guests with their final bill. Preparing daily sales summary report. So the supervisors itemize sales of each minibar item based on triplicate vouchers. So comparing them against the par stack using this example. So the minibar runner requests a transaction list from the front office cashier. So edits the data and forward the original and duplicate copies to the front office cashier. So the third copy is filed in housekeeping for cross-referencing with the consumptions list. So this ensures all guest vouchers are entered into the computer. So if the minibar runner is unavailable, room attendants handle the installation and inventory minibar.